WPA night, there was a select group of us that decided to not go to WPA. We were planning on going to the workday, and then a large group went for dinner. So there were only 3 people left to finish this huge set, and it was me, Tiny Taylor Kopak, and tiny Molly White. We had to paint, we had to build, and we had to move. It was the most amazing yet awful experience I have ever had in my life. We were so tired that we were Frankensteining a door, and we were just like, Frankenstein! for like hours. And I'm pretty sure we all got injured, but we ignored the pain because it was just like really fun and we couldn't make comprehensive thoughts. And then later that night when everybody was running out from WPA, they were trying to get in the theater, but guess what? No. And we had to kick people out, and it was so funny. And that was the best night I've ever had in this theater.
For my senior memory, I chose something that happened last year. It was during Peter Pan. It was the first children's matinee. And I remember we were backstage right before the Pirates were about to enter, and we were all getting hyped, and we were like, oh, the kids are gonna love us. And the auditorium was full, and we're like, it's gonna be great. And we go out on stage, and I remember one kid started it, but he just gave this huge boo. And then the auditorium just erupted with boos, because we're the bad guys. But everyone was booing, and I don't know. I liked it because we were the bad guys, and the kids were really into the story. But I also didn't like it because we were being booed. And every time the Pirates ever entered the stage during that matinee, all the kids booed. And I don't know, it was just something little that I remembered. And that's my senior memory.
My favorite senior memory was at the beginning of the year when Mona told us about a musical that was super complicated and complex, and Jacob pulled out a whiteboard and started writing down notes with Hope, and they just explained like the whole story in short, and at the end of it the whole whiteboard just had like crosses and notes all over it. We were all like mind blown laughing, and that pretty much just set the tone for the rest of the year.
Senior memory was freshman year. My first show was The Drowsy Chaperone. No major role, no big anything, just met a lot of really weird, kind of scary people, like Jackson Spencer, Jacob Elliott, and Evan Lavender. Everyone was really kind of all up in your business, and it was new to me. I hadn't done anything like that before, but they were all really welcoming. And when we all got onto that stage and the lights went up and everyone out there was cheering after the first song and we started doing our thing, it was just great hearing the applause and everything. And that sounds really corny, like I'm taking it from some interview, but no, that was the real deal. That was the first time I'd actually heard a huge thunderous applause for not even singing or dancing yesterday. It was just being on that stage and doing my very first show. And it was great. And that's my senior memory.
Favorite rep memory was Miracle last year. Sporting was playing for the championship, and like we're obviously getting ready for Miracle, and Sporting's playing, so we have the radio on in the girls' dressing room so we could listen to it, and people are taking scores on their phone, and I'm like doing my mic check pacing, and they make me stand still, which was horrible. But Skip really likes soccer, right? So Skip has ESPN on his phone, and so we're standing in the shop watching the game, like watching the end of the game, and he's like holding me, and that's the first time Skip has ever like touched me, and he was like hugging me. Ah! And so we're standing there watching the end of the game together. It was just a very magical moment.
So my senior memory, part of it would probably have to be, I had originally slept through the rep auditions, and I remember coming to school the next day, and Swayze, he kind of like, he came up to me, next to me, crosses my arms, he's like, so where were you last night? And I was like, I fell asleep. So what he decides to do is he grabs a book, hits me upside the head, and he goes, you're gonna be there for makeup auditions. And so I look at him and I was like, okay. Then I go outside, I kind of look at the list of the kids who had made rep, and then I see that my name was on the kids' list of kids who had made rep, but he spelled my name wrong. And I was like, Swayze, I didn't audition for rep, why is my name on there? Oh, I don't know. And then he kind of walks away.
Well, my senior memory is during Mary Poppins. It was a show, and it was me, Skip, and Alec were behind the set piece we called Mongo, and me and Skip simultaneously fell asleep standing against Mongo. Like our heads hit the fly, and we were out. And then when Rachel did her scream, we woke up and tried to push Mongo for a scene change, but it wasn't time for a scene change yet. And that's my senior memory.
My senior memory was during the production of Mary Poppins when I was in sound crew. Suddenly the camera, I think it was the last night or second to last night, the camera that was pointed at Miss Petey went off and the battery died. And I got a headset and Parker told me to take a battery, run down to the pit, and replace the battery before the next song. And during breaks, and during the break during the scene, I had to run from the door down by the house, sprint down into the pit, quickly weave through the metal and everyone playing down there, switch out the battery on the camera, and it turned on just in time for the chorus to start singing. And I felt really accomplished from that.
My favorite serious senior rep memory was pretty recent. It was when I ended up getting the gypsy robe for Mary Poppins. I was doing my stage manager thing. I had kind of stopped going to Circle for a while because it was like I had things to do and I got to be there to make sure the music is playing when the house opens. And typically Circle's still going on when the house opens, and so it's like I choose to do my job or I choose to do Circle. So I chose to do my job. And so I just kind of gotten out of the habit. But it was kind of funny because Skip walked up and he's like, oh, hey Parker, you need to go to Circle. And I'm like, but I gotta make sure everything's done. He's like, I got it, you go. I'm like, oh, okay then. So it was really the first time that I was just like, you don't need to do anything, Parker. Like that didn't happen too often with Mary Poppins. That was like, oh, you're done with that? Here's your next job. And here's your next job. And here's a job after that. Oh, and hey, can I give you this money? No, it's lunchtime. I am not your stage manager right now, but I have it right now. I don't care. Give it to me at rehearsal, like you're supposed to do, and actually show up to rehearsal. But yeah. Anyway, and so I ended up going to Circle, and I was enjoying myself, and Swayze ended up saying, and this last person has really gotten out of his element. And it was at that point, I'm like, Swayze's gonna make a pun here. And gosh dang it, I'm getting the gypsy robe. Which was amazing, because I've never gotten an award for theater. Like, I've gotten awards, like, at the banquet of, like, special like a snowflake. I wonder why I'm special like a snowflake as I go up to accept the award in the kilt. But that's beside the point. But it's like, I've never gotten an award for during show. I've done crew work, I've done all sorts of shows, but the gypsy robe was the first time I'd ever gotten anything for it. And so, this goes to show you, if you're the stage manager, people actually notice you. If you're a sound guy, yeah. But I enjoy my work, I enjoy theater, and I'm thankful for the past 4 years of experience, the past 4 years of fun times.
Join us, leave your field to flower. Join us, leave your cheese to sour. Journey, journey to a Spartic, sighting, mystic and exotic. Journey through our anecdotic review. We've got magic to do just for you. We've got miracle plays to play. We've got parts to perform, hearts to warm, kings and things to take by storm as we go along our way.
In every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. Pour a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. The medicine go down, medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in a most delightful way. Honey bees that fetch the nectar from the flowers to the comb never tire of ever buzzing to and fro, because they take a little nip from every flower that they sip, and hence they find their task is not a grind. A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in a most delightful